Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. Today's video I've got for you is actually on one of my good friends, Amy. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and loads of people have asked for us to do makeup on different people, so that's the one I'm going to do for you today. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is Amy. We are just going to do her makeup. To start off with, I am using Lumiere Aqua foundation. Amy doesn't even normally wear much foundation, so we've gone for something that is not too heavy, but your skin's reasonably dry, isn't it?
Quite dry. Yeah.
Quite dry, so just something that's not going to sit too much on the skin. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques buffing brush just to work that into the skin. I'm then going to go in with a bit of concealer, and I have got Studio Finish concealer from MAC, and this is NW20, and I'm using a Real Techniques domed shadow brush. This is the concealer that you use, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to work it on the odd little blemish, really softly buffing it over the top so it conceals them but doesn't sit heavy on the skin. I think sometimes if you've got dry skin you just get slightly uneven colouring. It's not so much blemishes, just to even it out a little bit. A little bit around the nose. And a tiny bit under the eye.
Is that brush for your hair?
No, synthetic.
So soft.
They're really nice. I'm then going to take a tiny bit of MAC moisture cover. Where Amy's skin's a little bit dry just on the cheeks, I think because you're allergic to... What are you allergic to?
Rubber?
And also Nicola,
Nicola.
aren't you? See, I know her. It just gets a little bit dry there. It's probably from maybe where you've had your sunglasses or something. So I'm going to use moisture cover over that, just so it sits a little bit more moisturising on the cheek. And then I'm going to leave the foundation to do its own thing and to work into the skin a little bit more. Next I'm going to take a little bit of Mercier. This is a metallic cream eye colour, and this one's in Burnished Copper. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Now this is quite a warm brown, which is really complementary to Amy's lovely blue eyes. It's also very non-greasy, but it gives you a lot of movement time, so once you put it on you can work with it and you get a reasonable amount of time. Close your eyes for me. So I'm going to push it through the lash line. You can see there's quite a lot of warmth in there, so it's going to really bring out the blue in Amy's eyes. And I'm then going to get a MAC 217 and just blend it in slightly. So I'm using a 239 to apply the product and a 217 to move it around. And look up if you can. I'm going to also run that under the eye. So just keep building with it. I am going to put an eyeshadow over the top of this as well, but this warmth will show through. Just look up for me. I'm then going to use the same brush and go in with a little bit the same MAC 217 and go in with a little bit of MAC Mulch, which is this one here. That will just set the cream eyeshadow a little bit better. It doesn't really lose too much of the colour, it just makes it a little bit smokier. And then another MAC 239 just to go underneath the eye. want it reasonably thick under the eye for Amy's eye shape. Next I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Teddy eye pencil and run it through the lash line. If you just close for me. Rather than a black, I'm just going to give it a bit of definition with Teddy, which is a slightly darker brown. And look up for me. So it's just lining the eyes and making that a little bit more stand out. And the other side, just close for me. And look right up for me. Right, I'm going to give Amy's eyes a little bit of a rest. Just pop some mascara on. I'm going to use a new mascara rather than a wand, because I like how this one goes on from the actual mascara. And then I'll just give this to Amy to keep. So this one is Eyeko Skinny Brush Mascara. I might curl your lashes a bit first. Do you normally curl your lashes?
No, I haven't done for years actually.
No? Let's give them a curl as well. Just making sure that they don't have any mascara on them. Right, if you just look down for me. If you're curling someone else's lashes, make sure you ask them if that feels okay. Does that feel okay, Ames? And then you can squeeze it. You must ask, otherwise you might rip out their lashes. Alright?
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, and with the mascara, if you just look down for me. Now I may go back to the eyes. I'm putting the mascara on first because I want to see how much definition the mascara gives the eye makeup before I put dark liner on. Sometimes the mascara can give enough. I want plenty of mascara on there. On the brows, I'm going to use a little bit of my MAC palette for brows, and I'm going to use Omega, which is this one here. It's nice because it doesn't have much warmth to it, so it's great for blonde brows. By warmth I mean it hasn't got much red in it. So I'm just going to start from the lower part of the lash and just pull upwards of the lash of the brow. So it just shapes them nicely, and I'm going to go over the top of that with a little bit of Illamasqua Brow Gel, and this really holds the brows in place. I want them to look like brows, so I'm just brushing them upwards and then rounding them off at the end.
Did you make that palette, or is that already?
No, we bought all the brow colours that we use. Sorry about the screaming child outside. People will be used to it by now, I'm sure. It's not Harry, it's just another child. Nice brows, Ames. Okay, a bit of brow gel through there. I'm just going to run a tiny bit of the Teddy just inside the eye in the waterline. Look up for me. I'm not going black again. I want to keep it warm browns I love Teddy inside the waterline, it looks so nice. Does that feel alright?
Mm-hmm.
Think if you need to. And if you can look up in that way, I want to get right in here as well. Nice. I've also got a slightly darker brown eyeliner. This one is a Makeup Forever one and it is in 2L. You can use anything, any darker brown. If it's close to me, I want to just realise it's not quite dark enough on top. So just run that along the top of the eye. Close. Open. And then the same mascara on the bottom lashes. Look up for me, lovely. And again, I want a lot. You're going to love this mascara because it puts so much on straight away. Don't like to be shy with mascara. I'm then going to take a little bit of Laura Mercier translucent powder. Is it in translucent? Yeah, translucent powder. Because I don't want to change the colour of the makeup. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on the brush, get rid of the excess, and then push it into the skin. Don't want to use too much because Amy's skin's a little bit dry, so I don't want it to cling to the skin. But I am using a powder blush, so I need to make sure that this area is reasonably powdered so it doesn't stick and look heavy. Right, a little bit of MAC Harmony blush. And I've got a MAC brush which is a 138. I'm just going to take that tiny bit through the back of the cheekbone. In a circular motion, because this brush, the product sits on the point and the rest blends it. So the product's there and the rest is blending it in. And then on the apples of the cheeks, I've got a little bit of Nars Deep Throat, a lovely name for a blush. Small amount of that and work backwards a tiny bit. Not too much because your cheekbones are really pronounced anyway, aren't they? Beautiful, you're very lucky. And then, as we've gone so heavy on the eyes, I'm going to use just a little bit of a nudish gloss, slightly corally. This one is an Anastasia gloss and it is in Barely. Pop that on the back of my hand. Now Ames actually really suits bright lips, but perhaps we'll get her in for another video to show you a bright lip on her lip shape because she's got a nice lip shape. A bit of a rub together. And I think that is the finished look. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys, and I hope it's been helpful for you to see a blonde model with blue eyes. And give it a go, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.